nothing that she's doing seems normal to the rest of us because this whole situation is very odd and
Right.
inappropriate, and I'm not trying to judge her, but that's just reality.
Right. No, as you pointed out, if she got pregnant at 13, that is a crime, right?
Yep.
That right there, something happened to her that was wrong. She went through that trauma. Then she's, has a child that she's trying to raise at some level. Then she has another child, and then she's going through this. And then she got a lot of backlash, apparently, from people obviously judging her, saying, how could you, lose your child at a park? Why weren't you watching her more closely? So I would think that anyone going on a national TV show at that point, being interviewed, would be very nervous and very, reserved and holding back. So
Oh,
probably kind of almost comatose or in shock trying to go through that experience, doing it because you want that story to get out there. You want people to help and know what's going on. But on the other hand, just being so afraid of what's going to happen.
yeah, I did listen to the 911 call, and she definitely did sound, frantic and was crying, and the reaction appeared to be appropriate. But as you know very well, 911 calls are not always what they seem. But it did
Right.
sound appropriate, and there was an appropriate panic in her voice. And as a mom, you know that there is no worse feeling on this planet that when your child disappears in a public place for even 5 seconds, like your
Mm-hmm.
heart
Oh,
drops to the floor and
oh, yeah.
you are in a panic, even though they could literally be behind you.
Right, right. Absolutely. The adrenaline's going, and I can't imagine. I mean, I think we've all, all parents have had that momentary, at least once
Yep.
as you're raising your children. But I can't imagine it to then go on for months and months and just not know what happened.
So now, in the middle of all this, the child is still missing, and there is the most bizarre, creepy twist to this case. These anonymous letters start appearing in Ohio, and these letters make references to the little girl. And 3 letters were sent in Ohio, and one was apparently sent to Jackie Rodriguez, the family spokesperson slash new best friend.
Mm-hmm.
These letters, authorities revealed this week that they're investigating these letters because of the content and how bizarre they are. So one letter was sent to a local library in Ohio. Another one was sent to an ice cream store, which is interesting because remember, the family went to an ice cream shop before they went to the park. And then the third was sent to a race course. And then the
Mm-hmm.
letter that was sent to the race course was addressed to the manager, and inside was an index card, and it had scribbling on it. And the scribbling suggested that the police should search a nearby wooded area that was by a truck stop. The letter said, and I'm just quoting because of the scribblings, so it said 76 truck stop, dead end street, entrance woods, please look. You know what I mean? It was not even written like in a sentence. So,
Right.
so police and canines searched the area. They didn't find anything. So then an owner of an ice cream shop gets a letter in the mailbox, and she took it straight to the police. This letter mentioned Dulce by name, but didn't necessarily say to search an area or even suggest that she was there. Then the third letter in Ohio was sent to a library, and the handwriting of all 3 letters in Ohio appears to match, according to the police. So then the fourth letter, Lonnie, was sent to the spokesperson for Dulce's family, and that letter was sent to her New Jersey home, and it was postmarked from Cleveland, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you make of
Yeah.
that?
Well, and that one wasn't even really a letter. She said it was like little sheets of paper that had
Right.
writing on it. It wasn't really specific. There's several words, including Alaska, Mexico border, 1776, Civil War, New England town, kids' homes, orphanages, and she said that it was interesting. She thought that it had something to do with maybe a psychic taking scribbling notes as they because she said she's had a number of psychics reach out to her as the family spokesperson. And that's the kind of information they would give. It's all just kind of like disjointed thoughts or, little scenes that they see in their head or whatever it is. And so she thought that that's what those little notes might be. But these are very bizarre. I mean, what's the connection to Ohio and to those businesses? And yet nothing specific is really being said, except for the first one where it said, search this area, which came up, so far to have nothing. But the police did say they were going to try again. Right now it's snow covered. So it kind of hampered their search, but they said they would try to search the area again. The police are trying anything here. Apparently there's some other information that came in from psychics, and they actually, people have followed up on those leads and searched those areas, and nothing's come of it. But these letters, other than the fact that the three in Ohio seem to have been written in the same handwriting, I wouldn't even know if they were connected, right? Because they're just so random and so different.
Well, do you think that this is a hoax? You know how when there's a big high profile case out there, these crazies come out of the woodwork and they lead police on wild goose chases. They make up information. They claim to have information. So do you think that that's what this could be? Or do you think this is just, that's the other thing. I guess you can't really know.
You don't know. I mean, it could be somebody who's just trying to get attention, right? There's somebody who's trying to lead the police on wild goose chases. Somebody who is actually trying to misdirect the police to spend their time and resources going down the wrong road, and then they get frustrated and kind of tired of it. And so then, if there is a legitimate lead out there, they may not follow up as quickly on it. I don't know. They're very, very straight. And after all this time, too, right? I mean, because we haven't heard anything new on the investigation for months, and then all of a sudden, here come these letters, kind of stirring it all up again. So I don't know, but I do think, as Jackie Rodriguez pointed out, she said, look, if these are just people, hoaxes, I would want the police to follow up on them and, do something, prosecute them, some deterrent, because it really is a waste of time and money in taking the focus away from what they need to be doing and using the resources for.
Absolutely. Absolutely.